Mythic Rare here, back again with another weapon chat. I know these are seeming to be more frequent because our doggo just keeps on doing the most. Before I get on into it, thank you to all my A1 Day 1 subscribers. There are 144 of you. Please keep on liking, sharing, and subscribing to my diamond painting content. I know y'all got choices out there. Thank you for choosing me. And really quickly, the equipment, the usual suspects. Clear diamond art club tray that I snagged from one of my kits. My very first ever brick of patty wax. This is the scent Frosted Peaks. Yes, I've had this for 3.5 years. It looks really beaten up, but it still smells good. Tweezers. Straightening wedge. Don't know if I'm going to use them all today, but Enabler's Outpost pen. Enabler's Outpost pen again. And my Donna Bass pen. And this is Adrena from the Mermaid Cavern. Speaking of, the Mermaid Cavern did finally pick a supplier, and they are doing a closeout sale, so feel free to check out their kits. You may be able to snag some goodies at a very affordable price. So last we left off with the doggo stories, Rylee had gotten out when she wasn't supposed to get out. She ran to 106th Street. So 106, like where we live, when our street lets out, like our main road is 104. Across the way further, there is Blueberry Lane. And like after Blueberry Lane, there's 106. So she went 2 streets over. I posted it on Nextdoor, putting out an APB for her own dog, and this girl, Ashley, who is also a dog mom, was like doing the right thing. She went to the nearby vet to see, like, oh, is she chipped, da da da, and they were pulling up the previous owners, but they were not pulling up us. It turns out that when you adopt doggos, like through an adoption drive, that the chip is supposed to be updated and everything right away. And they gave us like registration instructions for home again. They meaning PetSmart. And you know, we thought we registered it and like everything was good, but apparently it was still pulling up the old owners. So yeah. After we found that out and Rylee was back home, not only did we like get the try to talk to the people who managed the chip on her, but also we took it a few steps further. We have a tag for her now. So it has her name on it, and it says that I'm chipped, so people know, like, oh, okay, like they can like scan me at a vet. And then we also have a air tag that goes in the zipper pouch on her harness. So if anybody has an iPhone and she's like out where she's not supposed to be, they can see like, oh, this is this dog. It goes she goes to these people on this address, da da da, they can find us. Well, now that we've done all those precautionary measures to like track her down, we also got tie outs for the pulley system out front. So our dog run is now like a 50-foot radius, but we have trees in the middle of the dog run, and she keeps on getting herself stuck up around the trees. That chain link fence that we had week 1 to try and keep her contained until we realized, oh, it is true, she can climb chain link fences and fences up to 5 feet. It's gotten repurposed to go around the trees. She likes to play this game with us to where, like, and I guess she wants to play, I don't know. Rylee will just, like, want to go outside, she'll ring the bell and everything. That's, like, because we have, like, a ribbon with jingle bells on our door. Like, on the front door handle. She'll ring that, and then and it's basically like, oh, let me outside. She'll go outside, and she'll want to go back inside. And we don't, like to keep playing that game with her. Especially if we know, like, yeah, the weather's nice. Like, you just spent all night in your crate. Like, go outside. So, we'll send her outside with, like, toys and things, and she'll be cool for a minute. But if she's not getting her way, she makes it known by digging holes. And at first it's like, oh, okay, that's cute. She dug a hole over by the tree over yonder. Like, it's whatever, it's totally fine. And we just let her do it. Thinking like, oh, like, no harm is, like, gonna come from this. She's just doing what normal dogs do. But then she started digging around the front deck, where the stairs lead up to our trailer. And she would dig and dig and dig, and we would find her underneath the front deck. Like, we literally have a picture of her, I'll insert it right here, where it's like, peekaboo, I see you. And then she would get out and then just be like, whatever. Annoying, but it is what it is. And then she would just, like, dig more. So now it's like, okay, like, that can be very problematic. We repurpose that chain link fence to go all around the front deck. And then we put, like, some broken down pallets, like, up under there too, so she wouldn't get up under there. And then when the chain link fence, like, sections are, like, laying on the ground all zip tied together and then, like, attached to the deck, Rylee would, like, step on it, and then she would be like, ooh, I don't like how that feels on my paws, can't dig there. And then she's decided to start digging under our house. like under the trailer. Our trailer doesn't sit on the ground, it sits up on blocks. And there was one day last week where Ron had to, which is my boyfriend's dad, for those who are wondering, he had to come home from work, crawl underneath the trailer to get Rylee and pull her out. So where that hole was, he took some more section of the chain link fence and he put it up there so she couldn't get to it. And we thought that we were good. But then she started getting the cable tie outs like knotted in pretzels around the trees and just like everything. It's almost getting to the point where we're thinking that the dog does it on purpose. Either that or maybe we're just bad dog parents and like I really do need to, even though it's like not supposed to be my problem, but I don't know, maybe I need to start walking her. I don't know. Because for any of you who are new here to the channel, it came down to a family vote and I voted no and I was basically outvoted. So I've just had to make peace with the dog and I've had to just kind of roll with the punches. And just now, like just right before I started recording, Rylee got stuck up underneath the house again. So it's like, it kind of feels like we're in a Dutch boy situation where we're just like putting our fingers in all the holes in the dike. And then there are just like more holes popping up. Like literally, I feel like our yard right now has just as many holes as my current world in Terraria.
Hey y'all, this is voiceover Mythic here, and the reason why I stopped my original recording right here is because I just went on and blabbed about how I installed a bookcase and I installed a new marker display and stuff because I was waiting for notifications about the situation for my dog. So, right after I ended this whippin' chat, I went outside to go see what was up with the dog, and she was still stuck outside, and Andrea had to go to an appointment. So I went outside with a leash and, with like just sneakers, sweatpants, whatever. I didn't care. And I'm seeing Andrea like go out like in the van, like down our driveway, and Rylee is just like pushing herself out of the siding of our house in one of the places that we had accidentally missed. And she got herself unstuck, but the lead from the what you call it, dog run pulley system was still stuck up underneath the house. So I unhooked her from that and then I hooked her to the leash, and I was just like, I am not going to start a shift with this energy because she's probably was feeling so cooped up in there. She probably just wants to get it all out. So, against my better judgment, I went and I took her for a walk. I am not the most in shape person ever. I am probably one of the most out of shape people ever. And um, we walked halfway down the street, and granted, these are all 5 to 10 acre lots. So, by going halfway down the street, it is kind of like a lot to go down our street. And I went halfway down it up to where like our hill crested and stuff, and she was pulling me the whole entire time. Like I was white knuckle gripping the leash, and I could feel my skin, like, on my hands start to burn, and I was having to hold her with both hands as she, like, drug me along, and I could see her getting winded and stuff like that, and I'm just like, "Clearly, this dog has never been leash trained. It's not the most ideal situation, but I would much rather tire her out as opposed to her howling and carrying on and stuff half of my shift while I am taking phone calls. So, like, it was a fight to, like, control her because she'll see something off in the distance and she'll be like, squirrel, 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 or car, 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 car. And like every new scent, every new sound, every new piece of stimuli, she would just like want to drop whatever it was she was doing and like want to go after that, like dog is on ADHD, I swear. um and that's the funniest thing is like she'll basically be like ADHD mode outside, but inside she is like a totally different dog. Like it is the most bizarre thing. It's like as soon as you put a harness and a leash on her, it's like all logic just like goes out the window. Anyways, um, I went and like begrudgingly took her for a walk. Oh, by the way, if you are hearing gunfire in the background, I cannot help that. We have some interesting neighbors. And by interesting neighbors, they are plinking targets in their front yard. They are driving around, like their younger ones are driving around on quads and dirt bikes up and down our street. And then they have something on fire in the front yard that they're, yeah, so it's about as country and as redneck as it gets in the 405 area code here on the very outskirts of Oklahoma City. Yeah. So anyways, um back to the dog situation. Fighting to get her up to the top of the hill, fighting to get her to come back home. But we eventually do get her home, and I do get to share with Alex's parents the good news that I at least got her unstuck, so they wouldn't have to start the day so far behind, and they'd have to take extra time out to, go get her out. And wouldn't you know it, after I got her inside, she was zonked out and she slept through half of my shift. She woke up like 2 p.m., 3 p.m. when Andrea got back from her thing. So, yeah, like I didn't leave her for too long. I like maybe left her for 10-15 minutes just to like see kind of what was going on as those notifications were coming in on my phone, and it was just, yeah. For those of you kind of wondering how in the heck did I do that while still recording a video at the same time, I actually hung on to my old phone. So I have the S10 up in my voice on recorder. It's basically like the same concept of like duct taping your phone to an OT light, but the phone actually has a adapter thing that it sits in, so it's not as uh MacGyvered, but yeah, like that's kind of what that thing is, in case you're wondering how I record my videos. And then I have like my S23 off to the side so that I can see any notifications in case I need to stop filming. Like, oh my goodness, that was so all over the place, but yeah, so in case you were wondering why I sound different and stuff, this is me days later just letting you know why all of a sudden you're hearing this drastic change in audio. But yeah, good news folks is we have an obedience class coming up on February 17, and it is a fundamentals class for the humans. So this should be really good because this is like her and Roger were like the first dogs that have ever been in my life, period. And because airline brat, we're always flying. There's like no need for us to have pets. We constantly would be boarding them. Yeah. So that will be very helpful for me, and it'll be like wonderful to brush up on everything else for the other family members. So hopefully we can break her of this behavior, like fingers crossed. I will definitely keep y'all posted. And yeah, that is pretty much it for now. And I guess if anything interesting happens with our neighbors, we'll put the doggo stuff on pause and we'll be talking about them next. But yeah, never a dull moment out here in the country. See y'all later. Bye.